Hello, how are you? I'm Edgar Fernandez from Sufficient Limited, located in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. So today I want to talk about the safety violation number 2 by classified by OSHA. So they released a report from January to September 2017. They're going to release the final report in December. But the number 2, it's a HAZCOM. They call HAZCOM Hazardous Communication. And in Canada, it's WHMIS. It's the Work Hazardous Material Information System. In Canada, actually, because both regulations are following the global harmonized system, the standard from the United Nations. In the United States, it's fully implemented. In Canada, they extended the federal government extended the period up to until December the 1st, 2018. So the standard that is applicable in the United States is the regulation is the OSHA 1910.1200, and in Canada is WHMIS. So there have been 4,176 violations in the United States. In Canada, well, I couldn't get the number. But the typical violations, the 2 violations, there are lack of SDSs. They don't call them SDSs anymore, so SDS stands for safety data sheets, and lack of labels. And actually, doesn't surprise me because it's easy to spot those type of violations in the industry. One that is, don't fail. I mean, that it's for sure you're gonna find something is when you go to the janitorial rooms at any company. So there are cleaning supplies, liquid soaps, odorizers in the spray cans, etc. They have the commercial labels for sure, and it's valid. But employers, they don't have the SDSs, and that's a violation because it's a chemical inside of in your company. So it needs to be. Actually, it's covered by the WHMIS and the HAZCOM as well. And it's easy to spot that. I mean, any time that you go to the company, and many of them, they say, we are in compliance, we have a good excellent safety program, etc. You go to the janitorial room, and there is a big violation there. Plus other violations in the same room. But now I'm going to focus on HAZCOM and WHMIS. So you need to have the SDS. The SDSs, so for example, if you have a trucking company, you need to have the SDSs of the diesel. When you have fuel, you have diesel. If you have oils, all different types of oils. In maintenance, the same. You need to have all the SDSs for all the chemical substances that the maintenance people used. Also, GHS is close to the 600 pages standard by the United Nations. So, but one of the characteristics, actually, or the requirements from this standard is you need to evaluate the hazard of your chemical substance to determine what type of hazard you have, and there is a classification, a code for that hazard in GHS. That hazard has another classification that is linked to a classification or a prevention measure. Could be PPE, ventilation. Many of these. The list is too big, but this one could be environmental prevention, spills, toxicity. That's going to be the hazard. How you now prevent respiratory protection, ventilation. So it's linked. So the code is H and has a number for a specific hazard, and that specific hazard is linked to a prevention measure that is the code is P as Peter and has a number. And could have one, or combination of 2 or 3 or 4. So that should be part of the training to your employees. If you're in the lab or in the chemical industry or any industry that you have a lab and you have a lot of chemicals, you need also, this is a different standard, you need to have a chemical hygiene plan. That is going to be a topic for another video. There are 8 requirements for that plan. But for sure, HAZCOM is one of those elements. The fines, the cost of the fines in the various industries in the United States, it's raised up to a little bit more than $3 million. So OSHA has given those citations, and its cost to the many industries $3 million. So it's not a manufacturing, it's not construction, it's many industries that is manufacturing, construction, whole retails, pharmaceutical industry, etc. And it's I mean, like I said at the beginning, the violation is when they go to your cleaning supplies or the chemicals they are using for your own job and you don't have the SDS, that is a violation. So in Canada, so you have you have until December 1st, 2018, and to have your people trained, you have these SDSs ready. And actually, one of the new requirements on the SDS is now they have 16 sections. Before, when WAMIS in Canada, they have 9. Now everybody's going to 16. So you need to familiarize with those 16 sections that that is required on the GHS. I have a training, actually, I need to put it a video. I provide this training in a webinar, but I didn't record my voice, so I think it's gonna be a good idea to record my voice and put it to the public. It's very comprehensive training on these new requirements. These requirements that are very different from in the United States from DOT, the Department of Transportation, and in Canada for transportation of dangerous goods, TDG. Very different. Also, one of the top violations in the industry, it's when you transfer chemicals to small containers, plastic containers, for example, in the lab, and they use the a label marker to call this, to put the name of the substance. That is a safety violation, and OSHA and actually Minister of Labor in Canada as well, they consider that as a violation, like I said, because the reason why WAMIS and HAZCOM and now GHS, that are very clear that you need to put labels on those containers, no matter what it's temporary or not. You need to put those containers because it's a hazardous communication. Now, and there is another right for created through this stand from this standard. Now is the right to understand. So it's the right to know from the workers, but now they have the right to understand, because like I said, the codes of hazards, the codes for prevention, plus the 16 sections and the information that you're gonna give. Acute toxic, this is one of the differences. So the hazard that you are classifying the substance as well contains environmental information, TDG, all that stuff. So you need to have a very comprehensive system. Another violation, it's the expired date of the safety data sheets. That is 3 years. In 3 years, you need to review that safety data sheet that is still valid or not. So you can use technology, right? Have all these SDSs collected in one site, and with the expired dates, and then have an alarm and that's going to tell you that you need to check with the vendor that if that SDS is valid or not. And the vendor needs to send you another one with the new date, with the revised date, because if not, you're going to record it in a violation as well. That's the very common violations regarding on this topic, hazard communication, or in Canada, WAMIS. Thank you very much, guys. See you tomorrow for the next video. Safety violation number 1 tomorrow. That deserves our attention, and very disappointed because this violation has been for 14 years in various industries. Thank you. Have an excellent day. Bye.